Hey, what is going on, guys? If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Nick, and today we're going to be talking about the top 7 ways to make extra money on the side. If you feel locked up in a 9-to-5 job that you hate, or you just want to take your income to that next level, you definitely have the choice to build some side hustles that could potentially surpass your full-time income. Now, I'm going to tell you something that most people won't believe. You ready? Making money is easy. And I'll say it once more, making money is really actually easy. Many people live their lives and fall into the fallacy thinking that their 9-to-5 income is the only source of income that they can ever make in their entire lives, but that couldn't be further from the truth. By opening up your entrepreneurial eyes, you can quickly figure out that there are so many different ways that you can make money. It just requires a little bit of time and effort to look those up and work on them on the side. And the whole point of this video is to provide you guys with many different ideas to supplement your normal income and potentially make passive income on the side. But taking one step beyond that mentality that you're only going to be making a little bit of extra money on the side, this will allow you to invest more of that money and make more passive income and be able to retire early and achieve financial freedom. Because that's the end goal, isn't it? We don't want to work forever, but we do want to work on what we love, and if we get the opportunity, to definitely retire early. So anyways, if you do enjoy this video, make sure to hit that like button to support my channel. And then if you haven't subscribed already, definitely consider subscribing for more weekly videos just like this one. So with that said, let's jump into the 7 best side jobs to be able to make a little bit of extra money on the side. Alright guys, now the first job that could make you a little bit of extra money on the side is food delivery. In today's day and age, everything is about convenience, it seems, and that has brought on the trend of a lot of people ordering food into their own homes. And along with that huge and increasing demand in the market, there has to be a supply of drivers to be able to balance out the market, and that's where Uber Eats and DoorDash and Postmates drivers come in. To be a driver, it's as simple as signing up on one of these companies' websites or their mobile apps to be able to get your account information set up and then start making money immediately. It's really as easy as that. And the fact that all you need is a vehicle to be able to get started on this type of job, it's really easy. There's basically no barrier to entry, so anyone can get started with it whenever. Not to mention the fact that this side hustle is completely flexible to your needs, meaning that you can do it for however long and whenever you want. Now, typically the earnings of a DoorDash driver on an average night could range from about $15 to $25 per hour, which is pretty good, but there is the potential to make a lot more under a few certain conditions. For instance, if you try and optimize your rides and you only drive during peak activity, you avoid traffic, and you take large orders, then you can make in the range of $40 plus per hour. Along with that, it's a good idea to take advantage of multiple different apps like Uber Eats, Postmates, and DoorDash, so that way you're never going to be at a lack of customers and you can always keep working whenever you need to. So overall, guys, I think this is a really solid way to make a little bit of extra money on the side, and it's totally flexible to your needs, so it really applies to everyone. And along with no barrier to entry, there's really no complaints here. Alright guys, now the second side hustle idea that I have on my list today is to attend focus groups. According to The Balance, a focus group is a gathering of deliberately selected people who participate in a facilitated discussion intended to elicit customer perceptions about a particular topic or area of interest. And if that didn't ring any bells like it didn't for me the first time, it basically means that a company is willing to pay you to review their products, services, or brands in a group environment. Now, I should mention right away that the only downside to focus groups is that they're invite only, so you'll only be guaranteed to participate and make money if you do get accepted into one of these groups. And it's based on a lot of different factors about your personal life and your personal interests, so you'll just be able to find out if you get accepted by applying to one of these groups. However, if you do manage to get accepted into a focus group, then you will have the opportunity to participate in a group environment. It could be over the web or it could be in person, and then a facilitator will be guiding the discussion and asking you questions. Now, focus groups are often compared to completing surveys, but there's actually a huge difference because of that human element involved, and that means that you're going to be paid a lot more than you would if you were to complete surveys. For instance, focus groups typically pay in the range of $30 to $150 for a session that might last between half an hour and an hour long. And that's obviously a great sum of money, but some focus groups that are very specific might pay you all the way up to $450 for a session that lasts 1 hour long. Now, if you're anything like me right now, you're really hyped up and you want to get into one of these focus groups as soon as possible to start making that income, but how do you do it? So there are many different sites that will allow you to enter some of your personal information to see if you'd be a good fit for a focus group. And some of those sites are respondent.io, user interviews, and many other good ones that I'll link to down below in the description. So overall, guys, I just learned about focus groups myself, and I think it's a great way to make some extra cash on the side for very little effort, honestly. And so I'll probably be taking advantage of this if I can, if I get accepted into one, and you should definitely apply for one too. Alrighty, up with side job number 3, and that is to perform home inspections. So for those of you who have never purchased a home before, or you don't know anything about what a home inspector does, basically they evaluate the present condition of a home's major systems through visual analysis and several other techniques that they do. Home inspections are typically done right before purchasing a home to ensure that there isn't something hidden from the buyer that might result in large costs down the road. Now, the requirements to become a home inspector definitely vary according to the state that you live in or the country that you live in, but it's fairly similar across everywhere that you go, and that means you need a high school diploma, you need some experience in the field, and then you also need to get your certification, which might last up to 75 hours worth of coursework. And honestly, that does sound like a lot of work to become a home inspector, but the coursework itself could be completed in a span of about 2 months if you work an hour and a half each night on this coursework that can be done online. Then if you really wanted, you could shadow a local home inspector on the weekends to be able to gain that experience. And then finally, when you do get certified as a full-time home inspector, you can do your own inspections, start up your own business, and make a lot of bank. Like, I'm talking an average home inspection will take about 2.5 hours. The final inspection report would take about 1.5 hours to put it all together and send it to your client. And then in that total of 4 hours, you could charge out $500 for your work. And calculating that on an hourly basis, it could end up being about $125 per hour of your time. And guys, when you have your own home inspection business, it's very flexible, meaning you can work on the weekends, you can work on the evenings, and make a little bit of extra side money, which turns into a lot over time. Alrighty guys, now the 4th side job that I have on my list today to make a little bit of extra money is to utilize Airbnb. Of course, everyone's heard about Airbnb before. If you go to a different city, you might want to stay in an Airbnb because it's a lot cheaper than a hotel. But if you're on the opposite end, being the landowner, you can make a ton of money as an Airbnb host. Now, once you sign up on their website, what this would allow you to do as a host is to rent out your room or rent out a part of your property for a fixed rate per night. And honestly, the range of income for this type of thing is unlimited, but typically it ranges between $50 to $150 per night that you could be charging out. For instance, my parents had a room in their house that they were renting out during the peak season in summer, and they ended up getting $150 per night. Along with that, they were able to rent out their carriage house that is attached to the main house for $250 per night. So you can translate that on a monthly basis, it would be a lot more than actually renting it out using a rental contract and a long-term tenant. But of course, not everything is profit. Airbnb does take their share, which is typically about 3 to 5% for a host on Airbnb. While on the other hand, the guest pays the majority of the fees, which can range from 0 to 20%, which is pretty high, but thankfully it's not for the host. Now guys, all fees aside, it's really a great way to make some extra money because it is mainly passive income. All you have to do is clean up the suite after the person uses it, or possibly feed them breakfast, and that's about it. So eventually this is something that I want to get into because you're essentially acting like a hotel and you can make a lot more money than a long-term rental, so it's pretty awesome. Alrighty, getting into side job number 5, and that is to take on a digital marketing side business. Now, digital marketing just means that you're going to be managing the digital advertising and social media presence and overall digital presence for businesses online. For instance, a company might want you to work on their Facebook ads or make a post on Instagram or even make a YouTube video for them. It really all depends on the situation. But the reason why I think this is such a great side hustle idea is because the trend in digital advertising just keeps rising year over year, while the traditional advertising trends are going down. In fact, studies show that there are already 2 billion online buyers here in 2020, and that's expected to continue increasing over the years. And of course, like I mentioned earlier, with that increasing demand, there's got to be more supply, and that means that salaries are going to be going up. And to give you an idea of what they make, the average salary of a freelance digital marketer is about $66,000 across the US, but of course that varies state to state. And if you really want to take things seriously and build up your business and build up your clientele base, I'm sure you can make a lot more than that. And of course, like many of the other jobs that I've talked about today, this allows you the flexibility to work whenever you want and on your own time and for however long you want. And you're really only limited to your internet connection, so you can work wherever you want to. I don't think it gets any better than that. To give you guys an example, my sister actually does this stuff for my parents' businesses, and they'll pay her about $1,000 per month just for doing a few blog posts every month. So there is a lot of potential. You can charge your own rates, you can live wherever you want, you can do it whenever you want. I don't think it gets much better, so definitely let me know what you think about this one down below. Alrighty guys, side hustle idea number 6 is a little bit of a different one you won't hear about too often, and that is bank account and credit card churning. Basically what this is taking advantage of promotional offers to become a new client on a credit card or a bank account. And it's actually a really easy way to make a few $100s in literally less than an hour's worth of work. For instance, I recently applied for a TD checking account and I was able to get $300 without much hassle at all. And literally the only 2 conditions that I had to complete were to set up my direct deposit with my employer and then to make a credit card payment online with their mobile app. And then by maintaining a $4,000 minimum balance, I didn't have to pay any fees on the account. And then after 3 months, I got my $300 deposited right into the account. And honestly guys, in total, it took about 30 minutes of my time, probably 5 minutes to sign up online, 10 minutes for the direct deposit, and then another 15 minutes to go into the bank. So really it's super easy. Now the same can actually be said about credit card promotional offers. For instance, a few months back, I signed up for the Scotiabank Visa Infinite Momentum card. I know that's a mouthful, but if I met a certain spend requirement, I was able to get $200 cash back right away. And of course, I'll be spending that money anyways. I don't want to spend that money just to be able to meet the cash back requirement. That would be insane. But it is a great way to make that cash back in a short period of time. But of course, if you are going to be taking advantage of these credit card promotional offers, don't do them too often because it does take a small hit on your credit score. So you definitely only want to do them whenever you're not going to be applying for a mortgage or any type of other debt. But overall guys, bank account churning and credit card churning is probably the best way to make extra money on this list today with the least amount of effort, so definitely take advantage of it. Alright guys, finally the last side job on the list is by far one of the best ways to make extra active and passive income on the side, and that is to start a YouTube channel. Now of course I've spoken about this topic before, but it is too great to resist talking about once more. Now first, I need to clarify something. Many people assume that the only way that you can make money on YouTube is by YouTube ad revenue, but that could not be further from the truth. There is an abundance of ways that you can make money on the YouTube platform, whether it be direct or indirect from YouTube, and that is through affiliate marketing, selling merch, selling online products, or even having promotions, and then many other ways that you can make money. And when you're able to tap into the potential of all of these different types of income that you can make on YouTube, it adds up to a lot. Not only that aspect, but I really love that YouTube offers a scalable business model. And scalable just means that you're able to increase the amount of money that you make every month without actually increasing the amount of effort that you're putting into your platform. Sure, your effort might increase a little bit, but scalable just means that you can reach more people for the same amount of content that you put on that platform. So that just means that your potential is essentially unlimited as long as you can continue providing value-added content on a consistent basis. Now, of course, the type of content that you post and the type of channel that you have definitely impacts the amount of ad revenue that you can make from YouTube, but it may not impact all of these other sources of income that you can make. So that's why I love YouTube so much, and I think that anyone has the potential to grow a huge channel and make a lot of money on the platform. And if you guys do want to learn more about this subject and how to make more money on YouTube, definitely check out this book that I have in the background called YouTube Secrets by Sean Cannell. He really explains a lot of the different ways that you can make money and how to grow your channel faster. So if you did stick around until the end, do let me know in the comments down below what you thought about these side hustle ideas. I'd love to hear. And of course, if I did miss a great other idea, which I probably did, comment down below so everyone else can see it. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching the video. I really do appreciate it. And if you did enjoy, make sure to smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Also, if you haven't already, definitely consider subscribing for more content on personal finance, business, and investing in the near future. I'm really looking forward to making more content for you guys, and that is all. I'll see you guys next time.